Disclaimer. This game is a work of fiction. Any persons, people, events that resemble true events are purely coincidence. And with that, hi, I'm Keegan, and this is A Bunch of Gamers. This is our 230th episode of Werewolf the Apocalypse, 20th Anniversary Edition, The Coming Storm Eater. I'm going to go around and have my players introduce themselves.
I'm Tyler, and I play Kyle, also known as Guards the Low. He's a Philodox of the Children of Gaia.
Hi, I'm Sam. I play Cora. She's an Aruna in the Geta Fenris.
Hi, I'm Adam. I play Mark Guides the Fallen, and he's a Thurge of the Children of Gaia.
Hi, I'm Sean. I play Zeb Speaks-in-Sweet-Whispers. He is a Theurge of the Silent Striders.
Hello, my name is Riley, and I am playing Dimitri Howls-In-Memory, Lupus Galliard of the Bone Gnawers.
Hi, my name is George. I am playing William Grows-Matrices. He is a rune of the Glasswalkers.
Last time, the Pax had performed several duties around the Sept, and then were approached by Judith, who had informed them something was happening in the Umbra. They concluded that the Storm Eater was about to be free, and that they must hurry in their endeavors to find the wielder of the bow. Meanwhile, Mark went back to Five Mirrors and saw that the lake was dying, as the world continues to tumble into chaos. As we turn back the clock just a bit, Kyle, what are you doing during the stuff that you missed last session?
I'm going to be contacting my friends from that old fallen militia and starting a new militia. The base plan is that we're going to gather information about potential bases to work out of based on the people who have died in all of the horrible going-ons, find someone who didn't have any family, whose estate hasn't been dealt with in any way, and use those houses as bases of operations, and use them to start hitting various corporations for food, water, those kind of supplies, things that can't easily be traced or tracked back to anyone. And this will be separate from any kinfolk. Want to keep it an entirely different network. If they choose to interact with those networks, and that would make sense, that's fine. But just don't want any actual kin inside there, because I don't want to tie any of this back to them in any way.
Perfect. Could I get a charisma contacts?
I don't have contacts. I have allies. So,
We'll do that. We'll switch allies then.
Okay. Div 6?
Yes. So you find there's a lot of abandoned properties these days, given the amount of violence, the fallout, people leaving, things like that have kind of been lost through things, but it's still hard to figure out something that's useful. You do find 3 locations. One that is on the west end of town, closer to like the 8th Street area, so a little more rundown, a little harder hit, but definitely has quick access to major arteries. You find one building that is still pretty pristine, though small, pretty close to downtown, and this allows for quick reactions to city government and things like that, given that you are in the heart of the city. And city government, though certainly hobbled given the state of things, is still functioning to some degree, though they have, of course, linked themselves to the remnants of the federal government for the most part, to hold on to power. And finally, you have something out east. It is a much larger building. However, it would take probably 15 to 20 minutes before you hit really a major artery that allows you to go anywhere in the city quickly.
Okay. Based on those, I think I'd like it to start probably out east, away from everything, because I'd prefer there to be less centrality. Being in the center is great, but we'd have to move away from the center so it didn't look like everything was centered around a location anyway, especially starting out when there are only a few people doing a few attacks. So I think I'll go for the one that's further away, less convenient, but theoretically a little safer.
Okay, sounds good. Next is trying to get some of the former members on board, and specifically de-radicalizing them from their anti-immigrant, anti-homeless stance and trying to get them more in line with your own values. And that would be a charisma expressions roll diff 9.
I will activate persuasion.
All right, roll that persuasion.
Okay. And you said charisma expressions, correct?
Yeah, so it's diff 8 now.
Whoops. I'm gonna mulligan.
Sounds good.
I'll use it now. I don't care. What? No,
Wow.
I'm so mad.
Wow.
I'm so mad. All right. Well, I lose.
Yeah. You don't really convince
Would
them.
you
They do
like-
start forming something, though, to try and hit major arteries and things like that. You don't quite get there. Do you still want to keep forming this militia, knowing that they will be pretty similar in color and temperament of when you broke them up?
Yes, I do. Despite the failure, I'm still going to. I'll build them up a little bit more. Hopefully to like basically 2 locations, and then I'm going to turn the information over to the police, so that this is something that they have to deal with because they're actively doing attacks. This isn't something
Okay.
minor.
Perfect. Let's get. What skill would be good for the logistics of this?
It's so many things. Who knows?
It's a lot of things. It sure is. Do you have an idea for one? I can okay it and a reasoning behind it.
I would maybe say manipulation expression,
Okay.
because I am obviously the base here is manipulation. I don't think it's really charisma.
Yeah, you don't believe what you're saying. You're trying to get them to do something.
Right.
Streetwise?
I
Expression or streetwise?
I do have streetwise, but I don't know if what I'm going for is really the streetwise. I'm more kind of trying to convince them like, hey, this is absolutely worth doing. You guys are going in a good direction. You can absolutely do this without me. Like, hell yeah, I'll always be there for you if you need me. But they don't have a way to contact me, so like, I'm
Okay.
Really child
yeah,
the guy in up there, buddy.
I'll say manipulation expression diff 7 with your persuasion active.
God
Oh
damn
my
it! I give
God.
up. Why can't I form a militia?
It's because you didn't take my advice on how to form the militia.
Mm-hmm.
Dice Maiden's not having it.
Apparently, I can't roll above a fucking 5.
You can't
least
roll a
it's not a
single
bot.
success without a 1 rolling at the same time.
This is true.
That's the deal. All right. They really want you to like help them out because you got them all there. They're worried like the state is definitely a lot more violent even to people like them. So a lot of the old members thinking that, sure the cops are bad to us because they're defending these degenerates, big air quotes there, right? But because they're white, cis, and male, they assumed a certain level of protection. But now that the police and the military are being a little more openly authoritarian, they're significantly more nervous about it.
Yeah, it's pretty convincing. I will help them out for longer than like the 5 or 6 day period. Basically, I'll eat into the other 5 weeks
Perfect.
to build them up further.
All right, so we'll get that roll in, and then what's everyone else doing? I know Zeb is teaching Judith some more spirit magic stuff. Let's go I'll go via my camera order. Dimitri, what are you doing for all this?
If I remember right, Dimitri was helping Fate Dancer with these protests.
Yes, because Fate Dancer will be because Fate Dancer has definitely fallen back. Fate Dancer can't really work on the protest now because she is learning the rite of moonwalking.
Yes, okay. I guess in that case, since I originally helped her so that like she wouldn't have so much on her plate, I think Dimitri would help like kind of take over protecting the people in those protests.
Awesome. With Streetwise, diff 7, please.
All right.
He gets some stuff done. There are pretty high casualties, though, overall. Like, about what would be expected from a tyrannical government with protests and things like that. You are able to save some. You're able to do things somewhat effectively. One protester does use a Molotov to set a member of City Council on fire after a session where they tried to use eminent domain, once again in big air quotes, to try and set up a military depot to help defend the rights of all Colorado Springs residents. Once again, air quotes, since we're not on camera. But you're able to make some pushback, but there is tension during this time, and the people are worried. Cora, what are you doing during this time?
I'm really trying to think of something that would be useful that Cora can do.
You could join what our new favorite fan says and join Saint Stephen on his righteous quest, his pilgrimages.
I don't remember what Stephen was doing during this time.
What does Stephen do at any time?
Oh, wow, that's true. He's fighting the police.
Yes.
Bear time. You know what? Sure. Why not? I'll join Stephen in bear time.
All right, can you roll me strength athletics in Krynos, please? Or strength brawl, I'm sorry, strength brawl in Krynos, please.
Brawl in Krynos. Okay. 14.
You help Steven kill so many cops. So many so, actually, that the downtown precinct closes. They have to move them elsewhere. Too much equipment has been destroyed, too many lives have been lost, and they're moving them out to more perimeter units as a way to contain the violence and chaos of downtown Colorado Springs, rather than trying to send more men into the meat grinder, as there are concerns that no one's buying bears anymore, that a car was seen thrown across the street and into a streetlight to wrap it around. Also, the very strong musky smell of urine on several of the kill zones has also led police to believe that they're targeted and that this is someone using some sort of weird signature to be a cop serial killer, as Steven, seeing the end coming, has given up an teensy weedy little bit of his self-control, but because he had so little to begin with, that's like a 50% reduction in his self-control.
Is there anything that we might be able to take and reuse for the kinfolk? I know that
you're
weapons
able to,
and stuff
you're able to take weapons because they're registered, but how are they going to find them given how much chaos is going on right now?
Okay. That's what I was thinking. I'm like...
You're also able to steal radios, get them to key places to Garu and kinfolk, and you were able to raid engine parts and things like that, ripping out whole engines and carrying them across the town, or throwing them across the town so that there are spare parts for kinfolk cars if need be, as things continue to go bad. Alright, we know what Kyle's doing. Kyle, could we get another manipulation expressions? Oh.
Yes, I do have some specific stuff that I'm doing.
Okay.
To be clear.
Let's hear it.
Basically, I'm not going to give up on this militia yet. I am going to do what you just said, but I am going to start in the downtown location, forming a second militia. This one will instead be made up of people that I have met personally, in like the homeless community, things like that. People that I think I could convince to, to better their lives and their community's lives. Those that are, again, not kin. But I am still going to work with this one, particularly because I need to make sure that they're still hitting the right targets. If they're not, they need to follow me for that at the very least. And for the other one, I'm also going to go after either military deserters, ex-police who were pushed out because they were, going after corruption, what have you. The people who were disillusioned with the system and left. So this will be an actual more left-wing militia instead of trying to convince the right-wing one. That didn't work.
All right. So we'll have two rolls, right? Both will be diff 7. Yeah. So first roll will be the new militia, I take it?
Sure. And I'm going to activate Lagamore Spoon now as well.
Okay. Wonderful.
No more of this, hopefully. That's the best roll I've ever had with Lagamore Spoon.
I told you.
Dice Maiden's back, baby. Okay, and I'm sorry, which, for the new militia, was that...
New militia will be charisma expressions, because you actually believe in their cause.
Okay. Yes, true.
If you use Lagamore Spoon, you'd have 7 successes.
Is 7 better than 5?
Yes.
Alright, I will use 1 to get me to 6, because...
Wonderful.
I don't know what I'm going to have to use
Fair
these for the rest of the session without a mulligan.
This militia forms quickly, and better yet, you find an ex-military guy who worked in comms, command, and who had been part of setting up cells overseas, and so is well situated here to do the same thing stateside, and thus is able to get this militia really off the ground. So they are working together to work on getting resources in common to make sure that if someone starves, only if all of us starve, is one of the first tenets of this new militia that you have formed. But because you have found several people, including officers, who got pushed out due to the anti-inclusion initiatives to help alleviate the opposite of her previous base president, you are able to really solidify this with alarming speed.
Fantastic. I'll give them the second location as well so that they can do that, and I'll work on finding more.
Wonderful. And now for your less fun militia.
Yes. They still want me there. They won't let me go.
They sure do. They're all like babies about it. Like, no.
Well, they're right wing. It makes sense, doesn't it?
They need a strong daddy.
Yes. So I suppose I will just gather evidence of the attacks that we are doing, and I will gather evidence of the attacks that the other militia is doing, and I will just make sure that stays at this militia's location. More subtle stuff like, oh, this gun was taken off of an officer or was stolen from this place, then shouldn't have been based on the tenants, that kind of thing, so that all the attacks end up pinned on this militia eventually.
Wonderful. Okay. And with that, we'll say that this is about 3 weeks of work, all things considered. Mark, what are you doing?
Mark is going to take this chance with this congregation of Garu that's forming here to learn Lover's Touch, so I can help heal spirits too.
Sounds good. What level of a gift is that?
It's level 3.
Takes 8 days. So you've
Perfect.
got about another 8 days worth of... You got...
Those?
13 days.
Okay, so I got 13 more days after I've learned it?
Yes.
Okay. So within those 13 days, it's pretty much going to be a vigilant process of nourishing myself, regaining the Gnosis, heading out into the Umbra to heal spirits, and then ending the day that, and then rinse, repeat.
All right. Roll your Gnosis, diff 7, please. So you've regained 1 point of Gnosis, but you've regained all of your willpower.
Okay.
All right, William, what do you got for us?
So if I remember correctly, I wanted to try and help spread word to help gather older brother to the Sept.
And you did some of that.
Yeah. So I would also like to use any additional time to actually help the city father with protecting the city, gathering resources, communicating, opening up my compound for storage or gathering other individuals.
Intelligence leadership, diff 8 because of how chaotic things are.
Yep.
Alright, you're able to collect some. You're able to get some things stored up, including food, water reserves. Specifically, you're able to actually divert things from Colorado Springs utilities to bring about storage, including batteries, things like that from the power grid, to help if there's a blackout, brownout, etc. Zeb's still teaching, and at this point, William, while you're out and about, you hear from you get a news report. It has been leaked. Scientists had discovered Rorg's Talon coming towards the Earth. It had been classified top secret to prevent a global panic. It has now leaked yesterday, and every major media outlet is playing the same story about a massive meteorite hurling at the Earth at speeds hereto unknown. It is estimated currently that this meteor will arrive around May 4th or May 9th of this year, which is a problem because if you do the math, the last Garus for the rite of moonwalking won't be done until May 4th, which means the meteorite may strike before you have time. And so now there's a bit of panic amongst the Garu nation based on these estimates, you assume, for those plugged in.
Well, I will spread that to leadership, all the elders in the Sept, as well as the Pacts, the Ill Omens, and Fomori's Bane. And I'll offer a suggestion or an idea. Would it be possible to find a time spirit to speed up the training time for specific Guru to try and provide a bit of a buffer for us for training?
And you guys know that's unlikely. Time spirits that powerful are incredibly rare and usually found in the deep Umbra or the high Umbra. And the high Umbra is particularly dangerous to you all because the high Umbra reacts to your rage and will create hostile spirits and environments that try to drive you out of it. However, several nations across the world are basically promising to do things to try and stop the meteorite. And at this point, it might just be worth trusting in them, given that it's any country with space capabilities that is trying to stop this right now.
Holy shit. The world's actually coming together to fight a common cause.
As it turns out, global death does that. Don't worry, we've strapped a nuclear weapon to all of our poor people and we're launching them into orbit.
Not laughing at that. I'm not laughing at that.
Could something like that be reflected in the Umbra?
Oh, almost certainly. It will take some time because if it's a desperate push, right, it might be a flashbang and it might not leave a spiritual impression. Or if it does, because it's an idea currently and hasn't really had chance to fully bloom, it would be in the high Umbra once again. Because the high Umbra is the spiritual realm of every single idea, no matter how short, exists there. Only longer ideas exist here in the Penumbra and the Near Umbra. And even then, those two realms tend to be reflections of the real world or more sort of primal emotions and existences.
I was hoping maybe somehow we could feed the spiritual sense of this unity to make it actuate more in the physical. Again, the high Umbra, high concepts.
But we've now gotten to the end of Zeb training Judith. You all see her off as she's going off to teach some of the other Nuisha. As she shifts into a man again and goes, "Bye, babe."
See ya, hon.
As she shifts back and goes, "But seriously, we're trying to prank the worm the best we can, but the worm is coming after the Umbral Dancers. And when was the last time a Korax came here?"
Don't recall.
The Korax also have powerful maps of the Umbra. Someone's trying to blind us. Keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Kyle, what are you gonna be doing with all this kind of dickery going on?
So I think at this point, how big is the bad militia that I fucked up?
About a quarter of what it used to be, like when it first formed. So pretty big, not
Okay.
like definitely bigger than the police would be comfortable for something to exist.
Okay, that should be enough. I'm going to contact them anonymously, and probably one of my existing contacts. Even though it is anonymous, I'm still going to use one of them because actually know that I can trust them, and just let them know, like, hey, look at this is where these people are based out of. This is some of the stuff they've done. I know there's evidence of other stuff there. They tried to get me to join, and I don't want to have anything to do with this. There are a bunch of crazies, and they've already hurt people, and I know they're going to hurt more people.
Requires no convincing. The police take the evidence. Violence ensues.
Lovely.
Dimitri, what are you doing during this time?
I think I'm going to be... So, while Dimitri is helping with the protests, he's going to be collecting basically getting the stories of, like, the people that were killed in the protests, basically who they were, and he's going to be kind of sharing those stories to help inspire people to take more action.
Alright, charisma performance, but it's gonna be diff 8 because of your rage.
Okay.
They don't trust you because of your rage.
Keegan, I had a question on that, and one of these things is if we record it and we play it, and we play some things over and over again, I mean, once he gets the stories and writes the song, so the issue is going to be getting the stories, right? But once performing them, he could do it and record it, and things would be a little bit easier to spread the word. It's about getting it. Okay.
A little bit,
Okay.
but the thing is, the curse is a supernatural effect. It's not... So it would bleed over. I would drop it to 7 for recording.
Okay. Well, or we have a long-term plan. This is all pieces and parts that we're trying to get to work.
I gotcha.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Diff 7 then, Dimitri. Charisma performance. Not like you fuck up a Diff 8 roll anyway, Dimitri. You got like a 10 or a 12 in that dice pool. You come out with like fucking a book of songs slamming on the table. It's like it's not gonna sing itself.
Can we perform it with him, or can Zeb perform it with him?
He can. It'll give a bonus die, but I don't know if Zeb would be more beneficial elsewhere.
I mean, he would be. I'm just wondering.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Willpower.
We'll use the first roll, because that technically was...
Yeah.
You got one success from your... You got one success. The story's spreading. People are mad. More people are coming to the cause. It's spreading on what little left of social media there is, but it's more now spreading word of mouth across the city slowly, but people are getting angry. Cora, what are you doing?
I don't know if there's a whole lot to do
You can always
other
help
than...
Dimitri with the protests.
Sure. I'll do that.
No, what was your suggestion? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
It's fine. I was just going to say that I don't know if there's a whole lot other to do than more of the same, just...
What's your leadership,
I
Cora?
guess that
What's your leadership?
Cora's leadership is 3. Sam's leadership is very little.
What's Cora's charisma?
5.
Cora. Instead of beating the shit out of people at the protests or anything else, right? You could use your leadership to turn the protests into an efficient fighting machine to avoid both violence and to do violence in the most efficient manner possible. Would that be something you're interested in doing?
That is fine. That would be great.
Okay. So your rage is very high, so...
It is.
It would be diff 8.
Mm-hmm.
But you could spend willpower on it.
I have a gift that I think might be good for this. No. Never mind. It's all like True Fear and Visage of Fenris and Snarl of the Predator, which would not be helpful in this case. All right. Yeah, sure.
Perfect. Make that roll.
With the charisma leadership?
Yep, diff 8. Perfect. So you're able to guide the people. They are able to not just get a couple good hits on. The protesters have stolen tear gas canisters and launchers from the police, as well as some gas masks.
Cast down the chains of your oppression. We live here. They don't. Use the gas to control their movements. You're wise people, and I trust you with all of my heart.
And so you leave them with that. Mark, What are you doing during this time frame?
So with all this stuff happening during the day and in the physical, I'm certain it's leaving some sort of impression in the nearby penumbra.
Oh yeah.
Like,
there's definitely spirits of violence everywhere.
So what Mark wants to do is he wants to lead a contingent of willing young warriors at night to help cull the bad spirits and to help nurture and basically rise up those spirits of like patriotism and liberty and do away with those of fascism and tyranny.
Strength occult, diff 7 due to the numbers.
Alright, cool. Strength occult. Okay, what were those numbers again?
Strength occult, diff 7.
Diff 7, okay.
You do a great job. You recall several of those spirits. William.
I think I want to keep trying to help the city father in any way possible, whether it's helping with the riots or the...
Okay, same roll. All right, you get a lot more. You're starting to help out, things like that. Though in the middle of this, a glasswalker from across the nation pulls up and like buzzes to your apartment. Is this William Grows-Matrices?
It is.
I am Daniel Quick Strike, sometimes known as the Web Walker. May I come up?
Sure. And I'll buzz him in.
He comes in and he sits. I wanted to speak to you because you have a reputation, a good one, of being able to get information to the right Garu, to the right people. I've been working with the supercomputers down in Texas, and I wanted to come here because it seems linked to you, but it appears that there is a 95% chance, according to the machine, that the bow wielder, whatever that means, is in Arizona, and that if you are able to get there quickly and get that information, perhaps the bow wielder will be safe, and whatever he is supposed to do, he will be able to help us in these trying times, because there's also a 98% chance, now that the storm eater is awakened, that it will start to head west, and it may begin to head to Sacred Stone. There is a 70% chance that it'll strike Sacred Stone first, a 25% chance that it'll strike the Karens up in Yellowstone first, and a 5% chance that it will strike Desert Snow first. Those are the numbers we've been given.
Directly from the machine, and we don't have to question it.
These computers work very well on probability, and we've been using it. It has predicted Black Spiral attacks with an incredible level of accuracy. And when we've used this such, we've stopped attacks on Karens across Texas and in parts of Massachusetts. Whether you trust in the machine or not is inconsequential to the fact that its predictions have been accurate so far, and it seems unlikely that the machine, from a pure triadic description, would aid in the Storm Eater. The machine serves the Weaver, and the Weaver gains nothing from the Worm's ascendancy.
I will get the information to Arizona.
And a little rewind. Zeb, what are you doing during this time period?
I guess it will, for the sake of George's action, when does that occur? Some days into this process then?
Yes, it does. It happens towards the very end.
Okay, all right. Zeb is going to go and, if he's seen a crow spirit in a while, he will go and look for one, or some.
Okay.
What he'll end up doing is he'll go to, it'll be the spiritual manifestation, right? He'll have gnosis baubles that he'll put out. He'll put them in a spot where there's also food and things where he just knows that crows, just knowing science, would go. And he'll kind of spend some time in that area because he'll also be seeing if something predatorily would be waiting for them to come around to kill them. But Zeb's going to wait to see if he can get some friends to come this way to then find their kin.
Perfect. Can I get an intelligence occult diff 6?
Okay.
Nice. It's been a modest roll day for everyone. You succeeded, but mighty modest.
Yeah, Dice Man is definitely teaching us some humility.
You are approached by a Korax after about 3 days. there, Zebulon. I'm Daniel Catfinder. I don't believe we've met, though. I've heard you work with Fomori's Bane. We've worked with them before, as well as another pack that they were very close to.
I mean, Zeb also created the level 5 ritual that the Korax and others do seasonally too, right? So I'd hope that on his own. Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
yes. I've heard of you, but I've never met you
by
in person.
proximity. Right. It's very nice to meet you, Daniel. Let's walk around, and we'll kind of move, just to kind of keep out of sight, because Zeb is good at that. We haven't seen you all in a while. One of your other cousins told us that some folks are being hunted down.
We've been avoiding it, but those who know the most about Umbral maps have seen a tick up of Banes, and particularly strange Banes and creatures in the physical realm. These huge, hulking, giant-like creatures carrying misshapen weapons. I spoke to one of Stag's brood, and they said something about it being a true Fomori, a Fomorian of the ages past, but and one of my Get of Fenris friends, they told me, Jotun. Well, regardless of the name, they've been spreading across the globe and causing all kinds of havoc, especially in rural areas, and given that we try and keep our breeds relatively even, well, you see the issue.
No, I do, and I've seen firsthand what the Fenrir would call the Jotun, what these Fomor are, coming back from the dormancy as portions of the Umbra begin to rend. The Storm Eater is going to escape its bonds soon. Things are dire. The point being is we will need your help in spreading information rapidly, especially as we try to prepare to face off on a number of things. What we would offer in exchange is protection, and if there's an especially acute threat that I can handle now, we can. If there is refuge that we can grant to you, we will.
We will take you up on that. Sacred Stone has had a tie to our kin for some time. We always worked with the children of Horned Serpent, but they've been trying to, well, keep things good amongst their brothers and sisters and have forgotten about us cousins, despite the fact that us cousins never pecked out their eyes like some of their siblings.
Well, if a child of Al is still worthy in your eyes, then you may have my word for support and trust in the fact that now the children of Horned Serpent have many other things to contend with as we fear the pathways that navigate across the Umbra are in danger. So whatever the children of Al can do to support and help and protect, we are also guiding the children of Horned Serpent now, but fortunately you fly and see so much. Much nicer than moving just on your belly across the earth.
We can start taking some of the burden from the children of Owl, for our flight is natural, to bring word to the Karens. We ask then that you provide all the information you know to us. We may give the information further and wider than you want, but in these times, the recipient you want might be dead, and so it is better to get the word out as quickly and as widely as possible to all the children of Gaia.
Depending on how much time we have, do you want to hear it now?
I would.
Let's grab coffee, and if you don't mind if I smoke. One other thing, there is a ritual that I have recovered that I am sharing with all of our cousins. If there are those among you that would be found worthy, it would allow you to bond for one moment only with a totem or a spirit of great power to assist you. I've taught it to some of our cousins amongst the Fera already. I will also do so for you, but come, let's sit. I know a spot, it's quiet.
I know a Korax who would take great interest in that.
I will tell you what I know now, and then send them my way when they have the time.
And so you sit at a little coffee shop in Manitou, start handing over the information. During this, it is now March 12th, and the skies are filled with thunderstorms on the eastern plains. Zeb, looking across the Umbra, you see the great Storm Eater making its way slowly to Colorado Springs. It's maybe a week out before it will attack the Karen in earnest. Many of Older Brother have arrived, and thankfully, William, you did get word out to Arizona, and the Older Brother moot has begun in earnest. They ask now that all the Garu sit outside of the Bon and wait who are not members of Older Brother, though around midnight, Fate Dancer steps in and goes, Zeb speaks in sweet whispers. You are requested amongst the children of Horned Serpent. Do you accept?
I graciously accept the invitation of the children of Horned Serpent.
Come, please, bring the items from your patron's quest. We have come to a decision.
Alright, so this is the tent, the scope, the bow, the quiver, the arrow. Okay, I will gather said items and bring them forward.
As you come in, there are many of Older Brother here. Maybe 100 to 120 Garu in various forms watching you intently. Zeb speaks in sweet whispers. This is Vic Desert Wind. It seems that he was wandering the deserts of Arizona when a spider spirit named Scutterspike arrived and spoke to him about being needed here, for he was so far from any Karen spirit or city that he had not heard the summons for the great tribal moot. We took into consideration what this machine had said, but after the contests it seems very obvious, regardless of the machine's input, that Desert Wind is truly the chosen. He is the greatest archer amongst Older Brother. He has kept the old ways, and he is here to accept your gifts. And he has also heard from his own personal patron, Great Raven, that this was his destiny, as his riddle was to fire an arrow at a great thunderclap and save a golden eagle that watched from a bloody stone.
Brothers and sisters of Horned Serpent, I return to you what is rightfully yours, stowed and saved away for the time of our greatest peril. And I will say that the children of Owl are forever thankful for the succor and protection provided by the brothers as we fled to the Pure Lands, knowing what it could mean, the great risk for them, and the great risk now as once again you save us. And he will bring these things forward and set them down, and then be very quiet.
They are taken, and you are thanked, and you are escorted back out of the Bon. At
Thanks.
around 4 a.m., there is a call for war is upon you. The Storm Eater will be here soon. You have several days to get ready. But that is a story for next time. Thank you to everyone who listened. We'll catch you in the next episode. Bye.
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 Slay ya then.